Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, Firefly Tarot. And so for our pick a card today, obviously this is a very important topic. It is what will unlock your happiness. So this is related to some ones I've done in the past, which I'll probably be linking in the description just so that you can get the bigger full picture. But just for today, we're looking at what will unlock your happiness. So I don't really know what's going to come up, but let's just see. So we have the 4 choices here. These are all different kinds of roses. And before I show you the selections, I just wanted to mention, if I forget later, that I just started the fall sale. It's 20% off all tarot readings. If you want a personal reading, the info is below, because I might forget to say that later. So here we have the 4 choices. So group number 1 over here, this is the knitted rose. It's made out of yarn. That's group number 1. This is group number 2, the dried rose. This is group number 3. I'm going to just call this the craft rose, the artificial rose, for group number 3. And group number 4, it's very little, but it's pretty. This black rose ring. Okay, so again, we have here group number 1, group number 2, group number 3, and group number 4. So you can pause if you need to, just take as much time as you need. And whenever you are ready, I will see you at your reading. Hey guys, this is the reading for group number 1, which is the knitted rose. Okay, so let's take a look here. Spirit, this reading is for group number 1. Please, our knitted rose group. Thank you, please and thank you. Okay, so let's take a look here at what Spirit has to say. Spirit, for group number 1, please, can you let us know what will unlock their happiness? For group 1, what do they need to hear? What will unlock their happiness? Okay, so the very first message here that I'm seeing, now with the 9 of Pentacles, yes, this could be talking about something with your prosperity. I feel like that's, you know, sort of like a common thing. But I feel like this is actually talking about your potential. The 9 of Pentacles and the 4 of Swords, I feel like this is talking about the internal potential that you have that might even be kind of resting, dormant, you know, sleeping, so to speak, when it comes to something with your independence, your overall success, your abundance, or your sense of abundance within yourself. I feel like here, this is, I do feel like this energy is something that maybe is not fully actualized or even kind of like noticed within some of you. So in other words, you might have this potential to be this person, this, you know, this confident, independent, abundant person, but maybe some of you have not actually really thought about it or have believed it, or, you know, whatever the case is. So basically the first answer is what will unlock your happiness is basically realizing this about yourself. So I'm not sure why it's resting within some of you, this idea, this potential, or this belief. You know, it could be for any number of reasons. Sometimes it's like we don't really think of it, we don't consider it, we don't, again, we don't see ourselves in that light, but what we're getting for you is that this is who you are. So you are this person who can stand tall on their own, who can make things happen, who can, again, be independent and have a lot of prosperity and abundance naturally flowing throughout life. So if this is having to do with your financial state currently, then that also could be another reason why maybe this is not opened up. So, you know, obviously it's very hard, you know, to basically visualize prosperity and positivity if we're struggling financially. So I don't know if that has to do with it directly, but that's one thing that I'm seeing here. Spirit, can you tell us more for group number 1, our knitted rose group? What will unlock their happiness? Okay, Yeah. Okay, so this one, it is very much closely related. So basically, this card, if this was not here, I would have just said that what will unlock your happiness is going after these goals and going after your prosperity, taking those steps. But the Four of Swords showing through here is just letting us know that there is something that is, I think, preventing, I don't want to say fully blocking. Some of you, I don't think it's blocking. I just think that it's not fully bloomed, opened, you know, that sort of a thing. And we can see that continued here, that message, because we have the Knight of Wands, which is the card that will let you take that action. You can see the passion, the forward motion, you know, taking action steps towards this prosperity and this abundance. And what I'm really seeing for this Nine of Pentacles is this, it looks like a circle with the two arrows pointing at each other or into each other. So it's telling me that this type of abundance and prosperity is meant to fully circulate, freely circulate in your life. And therefore it replenishes itself, it creates itself, you know, that sort of a thing. And that is really interesting to me. I feel like it's a free-flowing kind of rhythm of prosperity and abundance as a whole, not just with money, not just, you know, with finances, but just with any kind of blessings, positive energy, prosperity, yes. Okay. But with this Nine of Swords, very similar here. Now, with the Four of Swords, it's kind of like this was a person who's asleep, not really realizing something. With the Nine of Swords here, I do feel like this is conscious energy because the person in this card is actually worrying. So there is this direct worry and anxiety, perhaps, to either taking action and or standing in one's own personal power. That reminds me of that, just like that phrase, something about that phrase reminded me of The Alchemist. I don't know if you guys have read that book or heard of that book. It's a really nice read, and it speaks of the main character who is after his personal legend. It's been a while since I've read it, but I am recalling this. And basically it's, you know, it's talking about how each of us on our journeys, we have that one special thing, like, I guess, you know, kind of like our destiny or that one special goal that we want to achieve for the rest of our lives. And if we don't, it's kind of going to bug us, you know. It's something that's unique to us, something that only we can do. That's kind of what I'm getting at here. And I think that that's what's going on here. So as I'm peeling the layers here of this energy, because it's hard to get in there, like I just feel like there's these layers of protection, these layers of almost, it feels like a dullness to it. So what that tells me is that once you peel back those layers, you're going to shine brightly within your energy, within your aura. So I don't know if you guys have watched my other pick of cards about what does your soul need to be happy. That is very relevant here. I think that definitely there needs to be an increase of communication between the mind and the soul. That's what I'm seeing here. Can you tell us a little bit more? What will unlock their happiness? For group 1, please. So here with the Seven of Pentacles, yes, this does look like something like, okay, we have to wait for, you know, whatever it is. But what I am seeing is that this is a card where in order for you to unlock the fullness of your happiness in a general sense, in the long run, in a way of consistent energy, there must be seeds that are planted. So I think that for whatever your path is specifically for you guys, I do think that there needs to be, yes, some small steps and practical steps taken, but what Spirit is really telling you is that in all ways, you must plant that one seed for everything else to bloom. So in you guys' case, the seed could be just the belief in yourself and your prosperity, or the openness to receive basically this energy, and even it could be even miracles that they want you to be open to, just to be able to envision that. It could be that the vision itself, the belief within yourself. It could be one action step, because the truth is that if we do one thing today and plant that one tiny seed, we actually do not know where or how it's going to grow and develop within time. We have no idea sometimes. So that is what they're asking you to do. And it's really tying in with this fearful energy over here. Okay, what else? What will unlock their happiness, please? Okay, so we have the Five of Pentacles. And what else do they need to know with that energy, please? The Five of Pentacles. Okay, so really interesting stuff coming through here. So Five of Pentacles and then the Moon and then the Seven of Swords. These are cards that talk about things that are hidden, you know, some kind of illusion. And over here with the Empress card, this is pretty much exactly who you are in this energy. So remember, you know, prosperity, abundance as a whole. Look at how even similar these images look. So this, I feel, is your energy when everything is free flowing and when you are in your light. So I feel like the light and the radiance is here in both of these cards. It really is striking me as quite similar. Even the way the clothing looks in the background and the abundance in a sense of nature, not to mention the coloring. So here it does look like you are in sync. It looks like you're in sync with your path, with, I think, especially your spirit guides, any kind of a helping hand. And that is what I think is leading into this part of your message, which is, in order for you to unlock your happiness, you must be in sync with your spirit team. Here, you are not in sync with them because you're thinking that you're alone, left out in the cold, there's no helping hand, there's a lot of darkness, and therefore a lot of illusion. So, so for you guys to not fall into this trap of this, you know, darker energy with this worry and anxiety, you really must be in tune. So if you have not started that path at all with working with your spirit team, I mean, you know, I think the best thing to do and the first thing to always do is to research something. So I didn't know about spirit guides until until actually pretty recently when I started the channel. So I just kind of, I looked into it. I looked into it online. I got a book on it. Some of you have asked me, I've recommended the book called Ask Your Guides. And there's more that you can look into. I've only read one, but so I think that this is what's missing here. I do feel a bit of a hesitation energy over here when it comes to you standing in your true power and when it comes to you working with your whole team. So if you haven't really been into that whole mindset, then it might feel kind of weird. It might feel foreign and you're like, what am I doing? Is this just kind of silly? So that's a big part of this whole thing. Over time, again, you want to plant the seed. Over time, you will find that it's very natural to you. So I'm going to use some cards here from my handmade deck. Spirit for group number 1. What do they need to know? What will unlock their happiness for group number 1, our Knitted Rose group? Thank you. So I definitely was getting the sense of following your inner child, as well as really allowing yourself to be creative. And it doesn't have to be a creative project. It doesn't have to be anything that you're doing for projects for the future financially. It doesn't have to be any of that. What I'm getting for you guys is just to let yourself be creative for no reason, we don't need a reason. So as you can see, this is knitted. This was just me having fun when I learned how to knit a while ago. And yeah, like for you guys, it could be just crafts, little colorful hobbies, especially maybe you're into stuff with like the holidays. Like, again, there is no need for a reason. So again, let your inner child come out and play. So we have here the game, which is the Fool. Again, we have your spirit guide here. Over here, though, this is the Emperor card. This is the Fool card, by the way, and this is supposed to be the Emperor card, Papa. So this is representing things like structure, order, and honestly a bit of rigidity. So it's okay to still have structure in one's life and have that sense of order, but without the balance of freedom and spontaneity and basically adventure, it's gonna feel like we're sort of like in a box. So again, freedom here, freedom of your own thoughts, your own creativity, your own vision. Okay. Any other final messages for group number 1? What will unlock their happiness, please? And what's kind of funny for you guys, it's like, I'm not seeing this type of energy or this message where you do one thing and all of a sudden you're just over the moon happy. What I'm actually seeing is the slow and steady progression of happiness, or what it could be in the future. Again, we're planting those seeds. So I think that with just some minor changes and with a little bit of patience, you guys will begin to see yourself happier and happier as the time goes by. So we have here daydream. Again, you know, this is talking about the inner child a lot. I mean, this is the High Priestess card, the unconscious energy, but this is just you allowing yourself to dream, allowing yourself to open up the gates that hold you back from, you know, even dreaming about things, even dreaming about the future, positivity, prosperity. Obviously, life is not easy, and I think that what happened here along the way is that when you experienced some types of fears or struggles or that feeling of coldness, you know, it kind of just really began to cramp you up in that box, and the Spirit is trying to ask you to break free of that box. So the way you can start that is just by letting yourself dream, letting yourself daydream, and just, you know, kind of walking that path little by little. And I think that that will really do the trick. Okay, so really beautiful reading. And again, you know, just these small steps, and then you'll be able to see over time. So below, I'm going to link different readings for your happiness. What does your soul need to be happy? What does your soul want to tell you? Perhaps the inner child one as well, because I feel like it'll be helpful. So that's what I'm seeing for you guys for today. I really hope that this was helpful. If it did help, feel free to subscribe. And as I mentioned in the intro, I'm currently having a fall sale. Every tarot reading is 20% off, and the link is below. Okay, so thank you guys. Blessings, and I will see you next time, okay? Take care. Bye-bye. Hey guys, this is the reading for those of you that chose group number 2, which is the dried rose. Okay, so let's take a look here, Spirit. This is for group 2, dried rose group. Please and thank you. All right, so Spirit, what is your first message for group number 2, our dried rose group? What is the first thing that you would like to tell them? Group 2, what will unlock their happiness, please? Group 2. For group 2, please, what will unlock their happiness? What else? For group number 2, what will unlock their happiness, please? The dried rose group. Okay, so I wanted to just make sure that we had this little kind of theme here, and it did come out. Yeah, this is really interesting. So the first message that I got with the Empress and the Two of Wands, they said something like, you have to see yourself going places, something like that. And then as I'm looking at the other cards, I am seeing the theme here of something having to do with travel, exploration, or adventure. There's a lot of this going on here. There's also this overall stable energy, and not speaking on gender, but just the inner feminine energy. I don't know, like there's just something about the feminine energy here, especially with the Empress over here and the Queen of Pentacles. It's just giving me that sort of motherly, nurturing vibe. So I think that what they're trying to kind of get at there is just the way that you feel comfortable within yourself, especially here, like the Mother Nature kind of energy is really what I'm seeing. And there is a lot of similar imagery here. You can see the, you know, the trees and the water, and here the mountains and the grass and the flowers, the animals, you know. So I feel like they're talking about your genuineness, your authenticity. So I'll get back to that in a moment. But yeah, so the vibe that I'm getting off of you guys is very capable. There's a lot of power here. Yeah, strong and powerful, capable. There's also a feeling of being very grounded. So I'm not sure if maybe you see yourself like this now, or if you are this energy now, or maybe that's what will unlock your happiness, is kind of getting to that point. But the other message that I'm really seeing is, again, you have it's kind of like going in a little bit of sequence, 0, 2, and 3, not 1, 2, and 3, almost there. So it is this rising action here. With the 2 and the 3 of Wands particularly, actually no, it is with all 3 cards. I just keep feeling, again, like that sense of adventure. Let's explore the seas, let's explore the world, let's fulfill the wishes. So I would say this is a bit of a sort of like the persona and the soul aspect of things, but also what your soul actually needs in order to have that happiness is travel, is exploration, the expansion of your ideas. So I don't know if you have had the chance to travel in your life. If you have, then obviously you can see what I mean. And even if you've thought about it, you can kind of see what I mean. Maybe you've done some research, looked up some videos of other places. I just think that your soul and who you really are in your authentic self is one who just needs this. It's not just for the pure purpose of exploring actual places, but again, it's the soul needs to travel. This is what I'm feeling. So I think that for you guys, the star card, sometimes I get starseed energy with this card, and I do feel like that's relevant here. You have a very unique vibe, a very unique vibration, and I think that for there's like a lot of intricate, creative, unique energy coming from you, in almost like your soul's DNA. And I just think that you need to explore everything, or you have an inner need to explore everything. So if you're unable to do things like travel, because obviously, you know, it's not always doable, you can explore and evolve in a lot of other ways. So we are the mind, the body, and the spirit. So you can try to expand within your soul level, within the mental level, you know, whether it's learning new things, whether it's maybe practicing some deep meditation, and even travel within the soul, such as astral travel, maybe kind of experimenting with things like lucid dreaming. I've never tried that myself because I have a short attention span, but the few times where I have accidentally done astral travel, it's really an incredible experience. It's really trippy and just, it's really cool. Like, I can't explain it, but it's just, it's like you're literally traveling or experiencing another dimension. So it's amazing. But anyway, going back to Earth. So yeah, this is the earthly realm, and it's just all kinds of expansion, I saw the image of a cornucopia, actually, especially with this, where you have this expanding kind of object, and everything is overflowing within it, you know, fruits and vegetables and like all kinds of positivity. Spirit, what else do they need to know? What will unlock their happiness? So in terms of the persona and the personal vibe of what I was saying before, I do feel that you are very nurturing and very abundant within the heart space. I do think that there needs to be that inner strength where you know your worth and your boundaries, though. So again, I'm not sure how this is relating to your own self-perception or your own energy status right now, but just to, you know, just in case this is relevant for you guys, I am seeing again, the need to stand up for yourself, to stand in your power, to be authentic within your own likes and your own, you know, wishes in this world, to not apologize for who you are, kind of a feeling. Definitely the power, though. Like, you need to have a sense of power. And that's obviously not an easy thing to do always, but it will help to unlock your happiness, because, you know, if you begin to work on that sense of self-worthiness, that self-esteem, self-love, it really is going to change everything for you. Everything, it's almost saying everything is going to be okay. So if you are interested to work towards that, you can maybe work on, let's say, specifically the 3rd chakra, which is the solar plexus, working on self-worthiness, but usually it comes from, you know, like the self-love. So that would be the heart chakra. And I would also add the root chakra, having to do with security. So there's a few things, you know, depending on where you are in your path, you know, you can work on your groundedness, again, your self-love. Could also need some inner healing. You know, that's pretty common. Spirit, can you tell us a little bit more for group number 2? What will unlock their happiness, please? This is really the exact same message. You can see the abundance, you can see the power. It's exactly the same thing. I do feel for you guys to have that particular happiness in your life that you're wanting, you do need to be able to be self-sufficient, to be able to do things on your own, to have that freedom. Freedom is a huge word here. So over here we have freedom of the world and the seas and the skies. Let's just go, right? But here, this is the complete sense of freedom and independence within your life path. So that autonomy, that sovereignty, that, again, that confidence. So like I said, if this is not what you're feeling or experiencing now, you can begin to envision this, and just by visualizing it, it will actually, I think, like spark a little flame within your happiness. So obviously this can also relate to things like prosperity. I do think that that's a piece of it as well, which I feel like we can attract financial prosperity through some of this energy too, especially the freedom one. Because if we feel trapped, and if we are enhancing those thoughts, those negative thoughts, we're basically manifesting that energy, right? So if you can visualize this for yourself, I do think that even financial prosperity and freedom will follow. What else? Let's see. So, I mean, I do feel like you're very, like I said, independent. For a second, they gave me a flash of like the Leo vibes, because like I see a lot of posts that talk about Leos being very, you know, like very independent and wanting to do things on their own and stuff like that. I just like felt a vibe there. So there's that inner strength, that inner fire. I really feel like there's nobody else in your aura right here, or like for right now. So I don't necessarily think that you guys are loners. Like I don't really know, but what I am feeling is that there is a need for a lot of time for self-reflection, and again, just like figuring stuff out on your own, with the Nine of Pentacles. So let me see. I accidentally cut off the video there. Whoops. Okay, I'll fix it. So Spirit, what else can you tell us for group number 2? What do they need to know? What will unlock their happiness? For group number 2, what will unlock their happiness? Thank you. Yeah, this is really funny that you're getting all of this confirmation, and here it's literally, it says the world. So yeah, we'll get to that. And then the Temperance card. So over here, we are getting more of the spiritual aspect of things. So we can see, actually here as well, because you have the spirit guides. So with the Star card and the Temperance card, this to me does feel very celestial, kind of like, it almost feels like that heavenly feeling, actually, like a high frequency is what I'm trying to say, like the high frequency, high vibrational vibes over here. And I do think that that's where you are happiest, when you vibe high. So that does mean that you must stay centered, and actually I do feel grounded as well, centered and grounded and peaceful within your own energy, your own self, your mind, just having a well-balanced kind of existence. And this is going to really, it's going to serve you very, very well. I do think you have to protect your energy, because I think that a lot of the outside world stuff is going to be almost like pollutants to your particular aura. So you have to be careful about that one. Yeah, so just to make sure to protect yourself. And I think that you have to, if you're not already doing this, I think it would really benefit you guys to actively seek this higher vibration. So if you communicate with your guides, especially your angels, higher power, your higher self, nature, any of these things, I feel like it's going to make a night and day difference. So if you don't currently do this, you might kind of be in the lower vibration at times. You know, when we get caught up with, let's say, negative thoughts, or yeah, any kind of lower vibrational stuff. So whether it's negative energy, negative emotions, negative thoughts, we kind of just like completely plunge downward. And I feel like you guys, it won't serve you at all. It'll make you feel like so imbalanced. And when I get like that, I feel like I'm nuts. Like I feel like I'm going nuts. So I think you know what I mean. So stay high, aim high, stay elevated. You might even want to go up into literal mountains. You can see in the background here. Just go up higher. Anything to get a higher perspective is going to help you in that moment, in addition to all the other measures. Do we have any final messages, please, for group number 2? This is really funny to me. It's again, it's the same thing. So the Eight of Cups can be a travel card, but let's look at the other aspect of it. Yeah, I feel like you are writing your own story. This is just, it's reminding me of my my card in my deck where there's like the papers around and they're holding a pencil. So yeah, I do feel like you are writing your own story, traveling your own path, making your own destiny, actually, which again is an important part of your independence. So the Eight of Cups, it also is talking about walking away from things. I do feel a sense of sadness, a little bit of that sense of regret or longing or missing or whatever that is. And that's always difficult to deal with. I do feel like there was a sense of being deflated by something that disappointed you, something that didn't go through. Maybe it involved another person for some of you. So in order for you to unlock your happiness, I do feel it's necessary to release yourself of that burden. So whether you're forgiving a situation, whether you're releasing it, detaching from it, cleansing yourself from it. I'm not exactly sure the precise thing that you need to do. I can ask, but I do think that it's necessary for you to be freed of that, because I did notice this at the bottom, so there's like some pain there. How can they release? How can they detach from this energy that's holding them back? The High Priest. Okay, so this is something that I think is within your subconscious. And a quick thing I wanted to say is I am going to link below. I think I've done a pick a card on what's holding you back, something like that. So I'll try to link that below because this is related. So with the High Priestess, yeah, this energy is within the subconscious. I kind of had to sniff it out, and I picked up on it. And so I'm not sure if you're consciously thinking of it, consciously aware of it, but I do still think that something heavy is like a bit dragging behind you. The precise image that they gave me with the Eight of Cups was actually this person dragging a deflated hot air balloon. That's exactly what I saw. So it was something big, something grand, and you're still kind of left dragging this sort of like, you know, this deflated balloon, and you don't need to be doing that because it's just weighing you down. So yeah, there was something significantly, I think, deflating to, you know, to you, and it, you know, of course it was disappointing. So yeah, if this is something within your subconscious, there is a chance you have to go back into this meditation, into this time period where you can really address what happened and maybe even have some closure and some resolve. It might take some working through, of course, maybe some writing or talking about it. Maybe you can do some rituals to free yourself from it. But all in all, I would say your guides are going to help you. So you can say, please take my, you know, my heaviness, my burdens, and they will be of assistance to you. Can we have a final message, please, for group number 2? What will unlock their happiness? Thank you. So the Hierophant, yeah, it's the same message from over here. This is you vibing high. So here, this is representing your higher self, a higher power, or some kind of deeper, distant knowledge. So a lot of this is still uncovered, rather not uncovered, and still kind of needing to be unlocked in terms of the knowledge. Basically, that is part of your life path and your goal. I think like part of your mission is to unlock the depths of this knowledge, the higher level knowledge, and you'll get there. You just have to keep going. But, you know, I feel like having that as an intention on your path is going to also be helpful, because it's going to keep you on that path. It's going to keep you rising higher, and to prevent you from having that plunge or having that low vibration that if you fall into, it's almost like you don't recognize yourself, maybe. Yeah, so just again, stay elevated, stay connected, I think is what I'm seeing, and also explore. Okay, so this was a very powerful reading. I do hope that this was helpful. That's what I'm seeing for you guys for today. You can let me know if it resonated, and if you found it helpful, feel free to subscribe. And as I mentioned in the intro, I'm now having a fall sale, 20% off all tarot readings, and the link is below if you'd like to book one for personal reading. Okay, so thank you guys so much. Sending you blessings, and I will see you next time. Okay, take care. Bye-bye. Hey guys, this is the reading for those of you that chose group number 3, which is the Craft Rose. Spirit, this is for group 3. Please and thank you. What will unlock their happiness? Thank you, thank you. Okay, so let's see what you guys need to hear. Spirit, what is your first message for group number 3, and what will unlock their happiness? Thank you. Group 3, our craft rose. Okay, so you know, it's funny because I think that all the groups kind of got something like this, and it's not to say like, oh yeah, money is gonna make us happy. That's like a separate thing. Here it does look though like this is opportunity. So let me just get more cards. Can we have more information? What will unlock their happiness? Okay, so I feel like this just turned into a very interesting message. So with these first 3 cards, what I was feeling, it said something about being sure of your actual path. Being sure and then choosing an actual path to embark on, like an adventure or again like some kind of an opportunity, and to feel that sense of hopefulness about things. So I'm still kind of peeling the layers here because I feel like there's more involved. But then with the Queen of Cups, I felt like this was talking about it's like a very free-flowing energy, creative, psychic, empathic. And then over here you have the 10 of Pentacles. So yes, we do see that prosperity and financial security is something that is, of course, you know, going to be important. But in terms of this reading and what will unlock your individual happiness, I'm getting a lot of mixed messages from your energy. So what I think is going to unlock your happiness is knowing who you truly are within the soul level, and then having the confidence and the inner sense of freedom to go after that and to go after that path, to embark on that journey. So all of these different elements mixed in together, I think, is really going to change things for you. So yeah, I'm still figuring this out. Let me see. Can you tell us a little bit more for group number 3? What will unlock their happiness, please? Group number 3. Okay, so yeah, I think over here it said something about stop treating yourself unfairly, or someone here in the situation might be being treated unfairly, and that is a cycle that does need to come to an end. So what I am picking up on extra here is that maybe the situation that you are in now or have been in, I think it definitely is not serving your true happiness. So I mean, everyone has a different situation here, but they're also saying that you might need to remove yourself from this immediate situation so that you can get back into your own sort of more focused path. I saw like an actual path going like this, like kind of converging and focusing on something. So there could be a lot in your environment right now that is really just kind of like serving confusion, you know? Okay, what else? What will unlock their happiness, please? So yeah, I would say that that was the first answer. To have a certainty of self, to know who you are. And to also like who you are and to love who you are. So that's always a huge piece of it. I do feel like there is this want for stability, just emotionally and energetically. And then, as I said, emotionally, we do have the 5 of Cups. So like I said, I do feel like there is this downward slope energy that kind of tends to interfere with your happiness. So, you know, it could be like these dips, these ebbs and flows with sadness, or with any kind of negative thoughts or patterns as well. And I do think that what you're craving on some level is that stability, just to feel okay, just to feel that stability of emotion. So what's the best way for them to be able to do some of this? I feel like the answer is already here with the 2 of Pentacles, because they're saying that you made a decision, you made an intention, and then even if it's not perfect, even if it takes a long time, I think that over time you will be able to find that. And what the result will be is this inner sense of prosperity and stability. It feels like a foundation beneath you. So can you tell us a little bit more about what will unlock their happiness and how they can achieve this? So you have the Nine of Pentacles and the Moon. Yeah, I mean, it's, to me, I do feel the same thing. I'm feeling this sense of uncertainty, of fear, this hesitation to be one's self. I don't think it's because, I don't think you're doing it on purpose. I actually feel like you just really don't know, or maybe you don't know yet, or maybe you just haven't had the chance to really discover what that is, especially if your circumstances are very overwhelming. So for example, if you have a family and you're just always taking care of them, and this busy family / career, you know, whatever the case was, I do feel like there's been a lot of shortchanging yourself in terms of your own desires and happiness, and again, your path. So here it's like, okay, it's almost like saying, I want to be this person, I want to, you know, have that sense of happiness and confidence and whatever, but at the same time it's like, well, who am I really, you know? So I mean, that's not an easy question for anyone to answer, I think. And I do think that it takes time. It's something that we have to really work towards discovering. So if you're interested to do that, you can think the Hermit card, you know? So like if you want to just get inspiration, look at the Hermit card and say, you know, how can I look inward? How can I have that introspection where I can really reflect on who I am, or at least who I want to be? Because I think that's probably the question. We, you know, that like the phrase, like, we are who we choose to be. And that is very true, because we always have that choice. Even if it's not perfect, even if it takes a long time, we take those steps and eventually we are that person. So yeah, that's what I'm seeing here. So is there any other additional information? I feel like you guys might need a different deck, but I'm not sure which one to use. Anything else? What will unlock their happiness? Group number 3. Yeah, with this Eight of Cups, I definitely feel like you guys just want to move on. You want to move on from the past, or from, you know, whatever wasn't working for you or is not working for you, and to move on from stuckness. This is really, I feel, the first step. I mean, in addition to making that intention mentally, I think that you guys are just tired. Like, in so many ways, you're tired, or it's not necessarily the word burnt out, because it's more like just a dull tiredness that I'm feeling, that you're just so over it. You know, like, I think it's that phrase. You're just so over it, and you're like, oh goodness, I'm just ready now. Let's just move on. And for a while, it might feel like you're kind of drifting and wandering, kind of like you're drifting in the open seas and you have no idea where you're going. But ironically, that one step of allowing yourself to drift and wander is going to eventually land you to a place where you can feel like you're home. Because home is something that sometimes we have to work to discover, I think. Let's get a different deck for you. Which one do you want to use? I think I will try the Queen of the Moon Oracle. Spirit, can we have any other final messages, please, for group 3? For group number 3, what do they need to know? What will unlock their happiness, please? Okay, wait, these came out in like a chunk. Hang on. That still happened. Hold on, just one more. Still not coming out. Okay. So we do have the word patience. I know that's not our favorite word. Bottom of the deck, we have self-reflection, which definitely confirms what I saw earlier. This just makes me feel like, I don't know if this is something commenting on the physical self, could be physical beauty, physical acceptance, you know, that sort of a thing. Could be. Maybe this was like a struggle for some of you in the past. But I think that more than anything, self-reflection is talking about the internal. You can see the book there. So it's like reading yourself. If you are a book, would you sit there and read yourself to see what you're all about and to see the depths of you, your soul, your mind, everything you've been through, everything you are and will be. So I think that that's still going to be an important part of your journey, is that taking that time for that self-reflection. And again, this does take patience. So going back to this card, the beauty card, I feel like this is talking about beauty in all different kinds of ways. I mean, look at the, you know, the rose that you chose. I honestly feel like this was probably the prettiest one. This is the type of inner beauty and outer beauty that we can, like, stop and smell the roses, appreciate the beauty that this earth provides for us, and the beauty that you guys are in all ways. Just to have that sense of gratitude and, again, appreciation. I feel like that's what this is talking about. And then the final message here with patience. I am drawn to the red balloon, and I feel like that is, I do feel like this is you and sort of like your dreams or something you're chasing, but in this case you're holding it, which is nice. But I do think that ironically you're wanting to let it go into some other part of yourself, like almost like the balloon is going to go and drift into that other portal, that other dimension, and what you're wanting to do is like chase after that. So again, I feel like this, to have patience is, I think, the final message, where it's going to take some time. This is going to take time to develop who you are and who you're comfortable with and your path. If you're this confused, let's say, or if you're fearful, I highly recommend for you guys to also consult with your spirit guides, and just to do some meditation, do some self-exploration, like I said, but to really dig a little bit deeper in a spiritual way. So if you have trouble with, you know, that idea of the guides, what you could do is you can just get an oracle deck, and it has a little guidebook that you can just read the message if you like that instead. You can do guided meditations online. You know, and again, just to have that sense of help and exploration is really going to be, I think, make a huge difference for you. Okay, so I think I'm going to leave it there. Well, actually, let me just get one more. The Magician, yeah. So this is showing us your potential. So again, I feel like that red is calling out to me, that is showing us your power and your leadership. So here it's like, this is very Avatar-like, being able to channel all of the different elements and be a conduit. So this is a card of immense power. It's also a card of focus as well. So if you want, you can use this card as inspiration, like I am my most focused self. I am a conduit, I'm a channeler of energy, and just to use that as inspiration to help to channel you and your energy forward. So I feel like that was sort of a guidance message there. So that is what I'm seeing for you guys. I'm going to leave it there now, and I hope that this was helpful. And if it was helpful, feel free to subscribe. And as I mentioned in the intro, I'm now having a fall sale, 20% off all tarot readings, and if you want to book one, the link is below. So thank you guys so much. I really hope that this gave some clarity, sending you blessings, and I will see you next time. Okay, take care. Bye-bye. Hey guys, this is the reading for those of you that chose group number 4, which is the Rose Ring. Okay, so let's see what Spirit has for you. Spirit, this is for group number 4. Please and thank you. What will unlock their happiness? Okay, so Spirit, do you have a starting message? What is the first thing that group 4 needs to hear? What will unlock their happiness? Thank you. Group 4, group 4. Okay, so we have here the Hierophant, the Four of Swords, the Knight of Cups. So the first message that I was seeing here with the Hierophant was actually a very simple one. I think that to unlock your happiness, or to continue that path of your happiness, you must, I think number 1 for some of you is to believe in some kind of plan or path or higher power. To have belief and faith, I think, was the first message. And if that's the case, if you already do, then again, like I said, I think it's just continuing with that path and having faith that certain things will unlock in your life, that to have faith for basically your path itself. So we have here, yeah, this is kind of a similar thing. because you can see the imagery there. It looks a little bit like a stained glass window, or that's probably what that is. And then here with the Four of Swords, this is like a feeling of rest, a feeling of just trust within basically higher powers and things that we cannot see. I feel like this is just something really important for you. With the Knight of Cups, this is a very smooth, loving energy, just being able to again, the biggest word for me is trust and faith. Spirit, what else do we need to know, please, for group number 4? What will unlock their happiness? Okay, so we have here the Empress, the Knight of Wands, the Seven of Pentacles, and then the 10 of Pentacles. Okay, so down here, this is a very bright, passionate, excited energy, and I do feel that you are taking a lot of steps to your goals, and it will achieve some kind of financial security, prosperity for you, and not just finances, but, you know, all kinds of abundance and prosperity with your energy. So I feel like maybe, I don't know, I'm getting a different vibe from you guys in group 4 than any of the other ones. So I'm kind of wondering if you're already doing these things, if you're already on this path. So let me just get more information. Any other messages about what will unlock their happiness? What do they need to know for their happiness, please? So with the King of Wands, that one I definitely feel like is, it's kind of like this energy of leadership, again, of that passionate forward motion, like taking steps on the path that is you're very excited about. Here with the Moon and the Six of Cups, I kind of just felt like this has to do with, honestly, I feel like this has to do with communication of the soul. To me, it looks like you're communicating with either some part of your soul, or it even could be something outside of your soul, such as, like, you know, some kind of other connection with someone important to you. It just seems like this is important to you. Let me see what else here. So yeah, for some reason, you're the only group that I'm not really getting a clear message of what you can do, because again, maybe you are doing this. So let me see, anything else that they need to know, what will unlock their happiness moving forward? So Page of Cups, the Fool, the Star, and the King of Pentacles. So, I mean, there's a lot of layers here, literally, in your spread here. And I think that there's just so much going on. There's a lot of layers of you. I feel like there's all aspects of you showing through here. I do feel like either you are or need to be connected to the higher power. So that was the first thing. The second thing, I do think that you personally, in order to unlock your happiness, that you might need a specific goal. Not even an intention, a goal, some kind of a goal to strive for. And I do think that that's just so important for the way that you navigate life, the way that you think, and just like your way of being. So I think that that's another thing. And to be able to confidently set out for those goals, and to see that by you taking these steps and having that patience, that you'll be able to see that success for yourself. So I feel like you're already capable of that. And if you don't think that that's the case, you know, keep going with it. Sometimes it's not a matter of like working harder. It's just we have to make sure that the choices are aligned with what we truly want and our soul. So down here, this is more of your own inner child energy, actually. So with the Page of Cups and the Fool and the Star, this is showing your sense of shooting for the stars and dreaming for just like letting your wishes and your dreams have that sense of freedom. So this is really, what this is showing me is this is the story of you. I mean, I'm really getting a sense of, this feels, I swear to you, this feels like sort of like an autobiography type of a thing, where I'm getting the whole full chapters of who you are. So yeah, I mean, I don't know if that's like a hidden message there. Maybe there's a lot of depth to you to the point where you want to write it all down or share your story with people and that sort of thing. I mean, that could certainly be a message for some of you. But yeah, like I just find this really, really interesting. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to grab a different deck because maybe that'll resonate a little bit more. I'm not really sure which one though. I have no idea which one to pick. Actually, I might just use mine. Let's see. The overall tone of what I was getting from that spread, it felt a bit too serious, which is fine sometimes. Like if we want to be focused and we want to take life or our goals seriously, that's a good thing. But I also felt it was a little bit kind of like, it was serious to the point where it felt a little bit almost like, I don't want to say exactly resentful, but there was something there. It felt a little bit kind of like ticked off or something. Spirit, for group number 4, what will unlock their happiness? What do they need to know? So that's why I think I was drawn to this deck, because it's about the inner child. It's like very happy images. Okay, so we have here Mama, which is the Empress card again. We have the 4 of Wands, or in my deck it's summertime. That's interesting. We have Papa, which is the Emperor, and I'm just laughing because of this running joke about group number 4 having a twin flame or like a special whatever, and that's actually what this is confirming. This is a divine counterpart combo, and this is a twin flame card. I just thought that was cute. So let's keep going. We have also the Flow card, which is Temperance. And then we have the 4 of Imagination or Cups. So basically, yeah, I feel like, I do honestly feel like you guys are taking all of the measures and steps to unlock your happiness, or like what I would say you perceive as your happiness. So just keep going. As you keep going, you will discover inevitably if that plan for yourself does resonate with your soul. So I do think there needs to be a little bit of more of a communication between yourself and your soul. I think another group got that message, so I'm going to link below some relevant readings, like what does your soul want to tell you, stuff like that. Because for here, you can kind of see that there is a bit of a blockage, kind of like I don't really want to hear it, I don't want to look at it, even though it's right there. And Spirit wants you to just simply relax, to relax yourself, to allow yourself to feel a feeling of home, no matter what that is or where that is, right? So here, it can be a simple example where you're allowing yourself to discover your own creativity, yeah, definitely your creativity. So whether that's something with color, you know, artistic, or something with the written word, or like learning certain things, I think that that's a big piece of it. But I think the message that I've been dancing around this whole time, it has to do with the feeling of home. So that is huge to me, and now it's finally unlocked. And you can see it's funny because it happened when we were in a completely different deck entirely. So now the energy is relaxed. Now it is like not so serious anymore, and it's just like, yeah, you're home. So Spirit, what is the best way that they can find home? Because that's the truth. That is your answer. What will unlock your happiness is finding home. Sorry, it took me a few minutes there, but it, you know, the energy was kind of like hard to to crack. So how can they find home? That's just such a beautiful message, though. Very simple. How can they find home, please? Okay, so here's what they're saying as a start. In order for you to find home, which is your the place that is most natural to you, genuine to you, you must first basically, I think, eliminate the distractions to finding that home. So here, there's just too much to think about, too much to do. It's very overwhelming. And over here, there's a lot of fear, you know. We even literally have a key here. So there's too much fear and captivity. So that would be the first step in finding home, is clearing the path that is blocking home, right? which would be fear and which would be this type of confusion. Then as you do that, you will have this sense of inner stability. And I'm really feeling a lot of emotion from this card. It honestly almost made me want to just start crying. I don't know if it was like in a happy way. I think it was. It just hit me all of a sudden. So this is the Master of Polynoses. This is the King of Pentacles. This feels right to me. It feels like, again, a sense of safety, security, stability. I think it also reminded me of the nostalgia of childhood with the fall season. And just feeling that sense of renewal, you know, renewal and rebirth. And what that leads to is celebration. This is the Sun card. So this is you feeling a genuine sense of joy. And I do think that a big piece of that joy was just allowing yourself to feel, to really feel your true feelings, to feel your true self. The joy that happens by connection to the universe and the higher power, which is what I talked about before. But the difference here is that I think that this is your inner child, and your inner child has been, I think, here the whole time, just kind of hanging back, but there your inner child is. Anything else that they need to know? What will unlock their happiness? Final messages for group number 4. So we have here the Six of Wands, the Magician or Magic Tricks, the Chariot or Go, and the Wheel. Wow, the Wheel of Fortune. This is really, wow. Let me take a moment here. This is such a powerful ending message. I just want you to, here, I just really need you to see these cards. These are so awesome for you. So first of all, you can see the success. You can see the power within yourself. And I feel like this is talking about your actual path. Let me just zoom in a second here. Oop, okay. Yeah, so I mean, look at that, right? Like, you are well on your way towards your actual path, or continuing on this path of your destiny. You are watched over. They have your back. That's kind of the message that I got there. This success is already something you can grasp in the present, but it also is something that will continue forward. So this is all about, I'm just feeling from these cards that you are going to shift and align with yourself, within your own inner self, and it's going to click into place. It's going to align into place, which is something I think that you've been waiting for. Many of you have been waiting for. And then because of that, you're going to be able to feel your own power, to feel the strength of your path ahead of you, and to feel all of the ways that this is all making sense. You're going to be receiving signs, synchronicities, again, things that are just clicking into place, like that puzzle piece. It just feels right to me. And I think that I got so happy when I saw these cards, because I feel like this also is part of that feeling of home, to feel at home in your own soul, your own path, your own mission here on earth, to not feel like you're lost and wandering, to feel like you belong. So all of that came through in your reading, and especially these last cards. Whew. So really amazing message here at the end. Just keep going. I don't know, your reading was a bit unique. It was very different from the other 3 groups. And if you want to continue with some of these messages, you can feel free to check out some of the other pick a cards I linked below. But yeah, I mean, so I don't know if I kind of was off topic for this last group, but that's what I was feeling called to tell you from Spirit. So I'm going to leave it there. I really hope that this was helpful. Thank you guys so much. If you did find it helpful, feel free to subscribe. And I'm having a fall sale, 20% off all tarot readings. The link is below if you'd like a personal reading, okay? So thank you once again, sending you blessings, and I will see you next time, okay? Take care. Bye-bye.